Alright, welcome back to As the Chakram Turns. I'm Helen.
I'm Bryn.
And we are going to be talking about Season 3 of Xena, Episode 2.
Been there, done that.
Yes. Which is the Groundhog Day inspired episode. And it's fun. And it's a good time.
It is. I really enjoyed this episode.
So the episode starts with a rooster and Xena waking up.
Yep. Jocks are coming in into the barn that they have holed themselves into.
With goose eggs.
With goose eggs. It is important to note that that's an important note.
It's not really important, but they make a weird thing about them being goose eggs.
So, and he gets a hammer? No.
Yep. It's a hammer or a horseshoe, because it's the shoe guy.
Yes, because I know it switches at the end.
And he gets it in the helmet, which splashes the eggs.
And he's all like, rise and shine.
And Gabby's all, I will rise, but I refuse to shine. And it kind of just starts off like a regular day. They're in a new city. There's some drama happening. Joxer gets his nose into somebody else's business and then ends up dead.
Very quickly. Like, that's the start before the title sequence happens. Yeah. Is they have Joxer's funeral and it's sad.
Gabrielle's really sad because she didn't protect him. He kind of was just being an idiot. But it's like she's overly sad too. It was weird.
Well, they treat Joxer more like a brother. They
I know,
have
and Gabrielle has overreactive emotions to situations. I get that.
Yeah. So, well, Joxer dies by being Joxer, and they do their funeral. Xena's like patting Gabrielle's head, going, hush, hush, let's sleep, but, you know.
Yeah, totally normal best friend thing.
It'll feel better in the morning.
Gabrielle is sleeping on Xena's chest. Just best friends.
And as watching it, and I was doing my notes, Helen points out that Gabby almost reached out for the comfort boob. The one that you...
She did. She moved her hand. Like, she reached almost up to that part, and then she moved it. It was funny. And I mean, like, that's nothing. I can continue to read into it as much as I want, but obviously that was nothing. So, Wesley, it's not time for you to talk. We have a podcast. You can talk later. Okay? Okay.
So, title sequence happens, and we get the rooster crowing, and Joxer walking through the barn.
Yes.
With goose eggs.
Okay, so the first time I checked, it's the horseshoes.
Okay.
The hammer is the second day. That's how we know. But the first day, it's the horseshoes. Sorry, I've got like the synopsis right now.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome. And so Xena is super happy that Joxer's alive. And this is where you really get to see her treat him like a brother. Mm-hmm. Because she grabs him and does a noogie.
Yeah, instantly.
And
then they're confused.
Very.
Because Xena's not outwardly affectionate. Often.
No. And as they're walking through, Xena explains how she's already been through this day, and they're like, it must have been a dream, blah, blah, blah.
She feels like she's already dreamt it, and she sees like all the same things, like the two dudes having a fight. She did notice. I want to go back to the day when they were doing when they were doing Joxer's funeral. Xena did notice a couple in the background. So, yes. I just want to, throw that in there because they do become important. Because you do notice them again on this second day, quote-unquote. But there's also the fighting in the towns. Like, this is the first time we actually get to see the families that are fighting.
Yes.
Okay.
And, right, so she does everything she can to make sure that Joxer doesn't die.
Well, she does everything she can to make sure Joxer doesn't interrupt the fight that kills him. Because he's trying to get these two people to stop fighting. So she sends them away with Gabrielle. And then, shit happens.
Because she stops all the fights, but she comes back to Argo's death the second day.
It's Argo's death the second day?
Argo's death the second day.
Right. But that's bad things, because she had to go get the other fight, because they got stuck in the alley.
Mm-hmm.
And then they get back, and, the whole army's killed all of the horses in the stables, which is a little excessive.
A little?
It's kind of gross and, super mean. Why were you just killing horses randomly? What is your purpose for that? Because they stopped a fucking fight? That's just the most bullshit dude thing.
So, they have an Argo funeral. And they wake up in the barn again. Yes. And this leads more into the fact that Xena is a demigod because she's the only one who recognizes the loop.
Yes. So she starts to think that she's causing the loop somehow, or she's supposed to fix whatever is going on.
And so once again, trying to explain everything away. And Gabrielle's checking her temperature. She's like, no, I don't have a temperature. Not I'm feeling sick. I don't have a Buckeye bite. And Joxer goes, is that a hickey? And both of them just stop.
Yeah.
Don't answer.
They don't answer. Gabrielle covers her neck. And they go about answering Xena's questions.
And
pretend it didn't happen.
So Xena's trying to stop a fight in the town square, and Gabrielle leads Joxer down an alley where another fight breaks out, and Xena goes, not the alley! As she runs down the alley to find Gabby with a sword in her gut.
Yeah. It's just, she starts sorting out little things. She figures out, the two dudes are fighting about the old man, so she tries to save the old man, but then, another fight breaks out after that about something completely different, because these two families just want to fucking fight the entire time. They don't give a crap about anybody else.
No. Then, the next time, Joxer gets everybody killed. Because his big thing is, the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yeah. And so Xena's like, why not? And then goes and tries and starts a fight, and they get archered.
Is that a word, archered?
It is now.
Okay.
Assassinated, murdered.
After that, Joxer comes through the barn, rise and shine. And Xena embeds her chakram into his chest.
Yes.
And so hard that Gabrielle's stepping on Joxer's chest trying to pull it out and can't.
Yeah, and then she kills the rooster.
But after she killed Joxer, she rolled over and sucked her thumb.
Yes, but that's not till after she tries doing a lot of things.
Yeah, she tries the rooster, which didn't work.
No, she tries to solve all the little tiny problems.
Yeah, she ties Joxer and Gabrielle up in the barn and goes to the town gossip and learns all the... Wesley!
We told you it's not time for you to talk, Wes. Later.
And she goes to the town gossip, the midwife, the apothecary.
Yeah, so she knows all the whole town's whole problem. And she can make peace between the two families. And she does. And everything's great. And she wakes up it's the same day again. That's when she kills Joxer.
Is it?
Yeah, it's it's after she's been frustrated and she's tried to do everything and it doesn't work.
Watching her take a fit, though, with the whole... No words, just gibberish. Flailing arms and legs. And that did make me giggle a lot.
But then she finds the... because she found something to do with the Knight's Bane, right?
Yes, she found
a piece of the bottle.
Yes, she found the broken bottle.
Yes.
It was Knight's Bane, that's legal.
She tries to figure out who took the Knight's Bane, and she does, but not in time to stop her, but then she figures out that it's their fault.
Yes. Well, the dude's fault. Who's like, I'm wishing tomorrow never comes.
I mean, it's a logical wish.
I get it.
But if there's, like, no way to undo that, it's a dumb wish.
Yes.
And that was his problem, because there was apparently no way to wake himself up earlier, because alarm clock's not a thing. Also, when your day's resetting, how are you supposed to set your clock? So she keeps trying to figure out how to stop that from happening. She spends like the next couple of days she wakes up, including like the one where she ties up Gabrielle and Joxer.
And this strongly goes into her being bisexual because she cannot sit properly as she's telling the story.
She was like upside down and then like sideways in the chair and then like on one arm, and she's literally upside down talking to them while they're tied up and just looking at her. They actually had this part listed in one of the goof ups, because remember when she comes back, they're the other way around?
Yeah.
They listed that as a goof up. And I'm like, it's not a goof up. When she was talking to them originally, she was at the stable so she could be near Argo at the same time. And they turned around because she was where the beds were. Like, it's not complicated, guys. You just gotta pay attention to the direction people are facing. It's a whole scene that you gotta pay attention to. So she leaves them in the barn. She goes and lets the town fall into chaos for a couple of days while she very carefully maths the town. And I didn't say maps, I said maths.
Yes.
Because she's doing the angles and the degrees and the
like,
winds.
has a ruler against
She's using her sword as a ruler.
She haven't had a ruler like a yardstick kind of thing.
She was a broomstick.
Oh, okay.
It's a broomstick. Yeah. But I mean, that's what they had as rulers. I mean, I don't know, maybe they had a ruler then, but...
Yeah. Yeah, she stops off saying, today is going to be a very busy day tomorrow. Small joke.
And then they go off to sleep. And... yeah.
And as the town is in complete chaos with all the fights breaking out, because Xena's like, nope, I'm not stopping this now. Gabrielle's fighting off people, and she's like, need a little help here. Do you think you can stop the fights? He's like, been there, done that, didn't work.
Yeah.
Pushes her away and say, go play with Joxer.
Yeah. Go play with Joxer. I'm busy right now. It is what it is. But that means that she does all the math. She wakes up on the last morning and is able to shoot her chakram and...
shoot her shot.
Yeah. I'm all for geometry and physics and math. But it was kind of a ridiculous... It's not any more ridiculous than the chainsaw chakram, though. I'm still mad about the chainsaw chakram.
The chainsaw chakram was the worst, okay? This was at least a little better than that, okay? It had
so bad.
Physics behind it, at least.
It was so bad. Anyway, she shoots the chakram. It makes it to the other end of town and breaks the bottle before the girl can drink the poison, thus breaking the cycle.
One of the things that happened in the chaos after she said, like, go play with Joxer, he's like, you're my sidekick now. This is great. And one of the things that made me really belly laugh is he pulls out 2 tiny little daggers. And, like, martial arts experts that they do the things, Joxer's not one.
Yeah.
So he's just waving them back and forth. And then loses them. Xena had stolen Gabrielle's staff to do some of the mathing.
Yes, she did. And there's a big fight, and Gabrielle's like, Xena, because she's dodging a fucking sword.
Yeah. I could use the staff. Jumping around. And she's like, oops, sorry, here you go. And watches as Gab catches her staff, knocks the guy down, and hits him. The proud, good girl. That came out of...
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. Atta girl.
Yeah.
She's so proud.
Proud girlfriend.
Yeah.
It's like, even in these silly things, it's like, you are really showing off your companionship here. So we get to after it's broken,
Well, first we get Xena. She goes to sleep and she thinks it's going to be another day. And she wakes up and the rooster crows and then Joxer walks in again. Say good morning, rise and shine or whatever. Except this time he has turnips. So it is a new day. Joxer's still bad at breakfast food. But it is a new day.
Well, goose eggs seem to be good breakfast food.
Well, I don't know. I was confused as to like the difference between goose eggs and chicken eggs because I don't know if I've ever had goose eggs before.
It's still eggs.
Yeah, but they probably taste different, right?
Well, probably. They might be just bigger. Because they were quite large.
I mean, goose eggs are, I think they're smaller than chicken eggs.
But then they did not. They had emu eggs then for some reason.
They were not those. That were not that size. They were regular egg sized. Emu eggs are like two-hand holding up eggs. These were like extra large eggs. Max.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. I know you didn't tune in for an egg fight.
You got one anyways. So Xena gets very excited about seeing turnips.
Yeah.
To the point that as she hugs Gabrielle with 2 turnips in her hands, they are positioned just perfectly in front of Gabrielle's breasts.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, you guys are really pushing that subtext. So, I really enjoyed this episode.
No, goose eggs are bigger than chicken eggs, I checked.
I thought so, because they're
But they're
bigger
not,
birds.
They're not that much bigger. They're not that much bigger. They're not like emu eggs.
No, they're not emu eggs, but like I knew they were bigger than chicken eggs.
Well, I didn't.
As we had this conversation. Oh, I'm right, and it's recorded.
You say that like it never happens. But it happens all the time.
It does. It does. She is very humble about being when she's wrong. She fully admits it. I just always find it funny because it's very rare.
Wes, we're almost done, bud. Okay? Just calm down.
So
There's blue duck eggs? Sorry.
now she's stuck on eggs.
Well, now I was comparing an emu egg to a goose egg, and they are significantly different in size.
Yes, they are.
So, at least I wasn't that crazy. And then
Well,
the ostrich egg is the big one.
I knew you weren't wrong about the emu size of the egg,
There's
okay?
the ostrich egg is the big one.
Jiminy, that is the size of a head.
Yeah. Yeah. But, I mean, ostriches are also big birds. I used to love ostriches.
Really?
They're so great.
It was
But
quite
they're
tasty.
kinda angry. They're
Yeah.
so angry. So emus seem to be pretty angry birds too. I'm just not here for it.
Same with the Australian emu birds.
Well, I don't know
what are
about
they
the
called?
Australian emus.
No. They're blue and look more like dinosaurs than anything.
I don't know if this should be in the podcast. We'll talk about that another time.
Just forget the name of them.
Dinosaur emu bird. It's just an emu, my dude.
It's not an emu.
It's just an emu.
No, there's something. I swear to God.
Are you talking about a crossway? Like, are you talking about this one?
Yes!
It's smaller than an ostrich, isn't it?
Really?
I don't know. Let's see. It's called a cassowary.
Yes.
Okay, so we want to do ostrich versus cassowary. That's a weird word. I just need to... Oh, I guess they're about the same size.
Oh, all right.
All right. So, I mean, they look like they have a smaller neck, but like a comparable sized body.
Okay. All right.
They do look meaner.
They do.
They look like they're punk rock ostriches. Oh, okay. Here's what they're... Yeah, they're closer to body size to an emu, which is actually really only slightly smaller than an ostrich, and they've got a shorter neck.
Okay. This is what happens when you have two people with ADHD. We get distracted quite easily.
I mean, I just like birds.
Well, they're very interesting critters.
I do. I like birds. Anyway, what was the disclaimer at the end of this episode?
The rooster was not harmed during the production of this motion picture, although his feathers were severely ruffled. However, a little gel and mousse straightened out the mess.
Yeah. It was a good episode. It held up really well. I'm going to give it 8.
I was doing 8.5.
I don't think it's 8.5 yet, but it's definitely 8. It's a solid, good 8 episode.
Yeah.
It's
Absolutely.
funny. Well timed. It was really Lucy heavy, but that's okay.
I'm quite happy with Lucy heavy episodes.
I think most of this season is Lucy heavy episodes. So, yeah.
I don't remember this season apparently because my brain is going, what is happening in this season? There's a lot of trauma and Autolycus.
I mean, actually, no, it's pretty balanced. No, it isn't. I don't know. Damn.
Which is funny because this is the season I watched the most of.
Yeah, me too.
So it's like...
Arguably, yeah. This one and probably season 5, yeah.
Yeah. So my brain is just like... Brr?
But it was a good episode. And the next episode is season 3, episode 3, The Deliverer.
Oh, I'm not ready for that.
So, this is some good... This is when Gabrielle gets to have some trauma for fun.
Yeah, for fun. Lots of fun.
It's her turn. What's she got? She got a dead husband? Oh, poor girl. Sorry.
Oh, the poor lesbian with a dead husband.
She's got to catch up to her lover's trauma.
Do not make her catch up to Xena's trauma. That is horrible.
I mean, she just travels with Xena and dies.
It's not. She's been kidnapped. She's been gabnapped.
A lot. She's been gabnapped a lot. A lot. But that's not like the same thing as
considering
being sacrificed to a god by a cult. So,
yeah. And then used as an incubator.
Yeah. And then the child is evil. And then it kills your friend's child. And then you get sent to a mystical musical universe.
We're jumping way ahead. Because we still have the debt, too.
I know. They gotta go to China first. I know, but this is a lot of information. Like, we do the Deliverer, we do Hope, and then we have, like, Autolycus, and then we do the Debt, and the Debt Part 2. And then we have Autolycus. I think some Aries and shit. But it's a lot. There's a lot of badness.
But it's a lot of backstory that fills it out, and
it's
really,
good. They're good.
Such large character development through this season.
Yeah. We might do the next 2 episodes together because The Deliverer and Hope are technically 2-part episodes.
Same with the Debt and the Debt 2.
Yeah.
But we'll see how that goes. It depends on how we watch it and go, no, I can't handle that.
Yeah. We'll definitely see how it goes.
We are closely tied to these.
And there'll be definitely
seasons.
some episodes that come together, like, there's a couple of part 2s, like the Sacrifice 1 and 2 at the end of the season will have to go together. And then the 2 episodes at the Adventures in Sin Trade at the start of season 4, those will have to go together as well.
Those will definitely have to go together. So
there are definitely, and then like you said, the Debt part 1 and 2, there are episodes that we're going to have to put together.
Mm-hmm.
But, and the Deliverer and Hope don't have to go together, so yeah, I guess we'll see how they go.
Yeah, but the Debt and Debt 2 definitely have to go together.
Yes.
But
the rest of the trauma episodes are actually one-off episodes. Like, Maternal Instincts is a one-off. Well, yeah, you don't have to have another episode after that. And then the problem is the bittersweet.
That is definitely a one-off. There's no...
Yeah, and One Against an Army is also a one-off.
That's a big one for her.
Shut up. I like it. We just have to be glad that you're not listening to us watch it live, because We would be singing the entire time throughout the bittersweet. And we're not going to because our kids will be sleeping.
We will. We'll just be quiet.
We won't be that quiet either.
No. We might have to watch that on day I have off.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm gonna have to watch it during the day when the children are awake.
So, if you guys get us up to 1,000 followers on TikTok, I will broadcast it live.
Yes, you could do that. We're at 76. I'm doing a thumbs up. You can't tell, but I am. That's just because we're bad at posting. It's fine. We're gonna get better.
I'm trying to get better.
It's not just you. It's the fact that Omicron keeps like shitting all over the world.
Yes.
It's kind of being a pain in the ass. So
Kind of?
It's hard to do shit when I've also got a virtual school kids.
Yes. It does put a damper on our schedule.
Anyway, if you do want to reach out to us, we are at asthechakramturns@gmail.com or asthechakramturns on all of the socials that matter. Just ignore Twitter.
I should actually start.
And also Facebook.
Yeah, I would never do Facebook.
No, we're not gonna do Facebook. It's an evil place. I'm gonna let you go. Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds like a good plan.
Yep.
So thank you for joining us on this wonderful adventure for this episode, and we hope to see you next time.
Bye.